Whether it was vaccines, abortion, or food dye, a fiery confirmation hearing for Robert Kennedy Jr. He is President Trump's choice to lead Health and Human Services.
I don't want to take food away from anybody. If you like a cheeseburger, a McDonald's cheeseburger, a Diet Coke, which my boss loves.
I'm Mary Ann Ahern. This is The Brief. From the start, in his opening statement, Kennedy defended himself and was interrupted several times by protesters.
News reports have claimed that I'm anti-vaccine or anti-industry. I am neither. I am pro-safety.
Kennedy was pressed several times about what he said in a 2023 podcast. That's when he said he did not know of a safe or an effective vaccine.
Mr. Kennedy, all of these things cannot be true. So, are you lying to Congress today when you say you are pro-vaccine?
I support the measles vaccine. I support the polio vaccine. I will do nothing as HHS secretary that makes it difficult or discourages people from taking either of those vaccines.
However, repeatedly, others like Senator Elizabeth Warren, they quizzed him more on where he stands on vaccines. While he is known as a vaccine skeptic, that's not what he said today.
Kennedy can kill off access to vaccines and make millions of dollars while he does it. Kids might die, but Robert Kennedy can keep cashing in.
Senator, I support vaccines. I support the childhood schedule. I will do that. The only thing I want is good science, and that's it.
How about then say you won't make money off what you do as Secretary of HHS?
On another hot-button topic, Kennedy was asked about comments that he has made about abortion rights.
I agree with President Trump that every abortion is a tragedy. I agree with him that we cannot be a moral nation if we have 1.2 million abortions a year. I agree with him that the states should control abortion.
When he was an independent candidate for president just a year ago, he initially said he supported abortion rights all the way to full term, but then even walked that back several days later.
This is a job where it is life and death for the kids that I used to work for in the Denver public schools and for families all over this country.
He was also asked whether federal law protects a woman who is having emergency care for a miscarriage.
A pregnant woman with a life-threatening bleeding from an incomplete miscarriage goes to the ER, and her doctor also determines that she needs an emergency abortion. But she's in a state where abortion is banned. You would agree also as an attorney that federal law protects her right to that emergency care, correct?
I don't know. I mean, the answer to that is I don't know.
While he did face a difficult grilling, Republican Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn, she is supportive.
I look forward to seeing you help make us healthy again.
In the past, Kennedy was widely celebrated as a relentless fighter against big corporations and big pharma. It was his work against big pharma as well as his environmental law that got him noticed. His supporters today see this hearing as a hit job.
You've gone through the most thorough vetting process that any committee in this Congress puts anybody through. And I think that you have come through well and deserve to be confirmed.
He's also been noticed for what he's had to say about getting rid of food dyes and getting back to eating just regular food. Many moms especially are supportive of that work.
Should I be so privileged as to be confirmed, we will make sure our tax dollars support healthy foods. We will scrutinize the chemical additives in our food supply. We will remove financial conflicts of interest from our agencies. We will create an honest, unbiased, gold standard science at HHS, accountable to the President, to Congress, and to the American people.
On climate change, Kennedy and Senator Bernie Sanders, a big back and forth on whether or not is climate change a hoax, and does Kennedy agree with President Trump's view?
Is climate change a hoax Or is it real, causing devastating problems?
President Trump and I, from the beginning, from our first meeting, agreed to disagree on that issue. I believe climate change is existential. My job is to make Americans healthy again.
All right, you believe that, all right,
is
you
what
think that you disagree with Trump, you don't think climate change is a hoax, is what I'm hearing.
my job here is to
I'll
make
just ask you that,
Americans healthy.
Mr. Kennedy, not a trick question.
I answered your question.
The night before the hearing, Kennedy facing tough criticism from members of his own family. His cousin, Caroline Kennedy, the former ambassador to both Japan and Australia, she sent a letter to the Senate as well as took to social media, blasting him, saying that he is a predator.
Overseeing the FDA, the NIH, the CDC, and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, agencies that are charged with protecting the most vulnerable among us, is an enormous responsibility and one that Bobby is unqualified to fill. It's no surprise that he keeps birds of prey as pets, because Bobby himself is a predator.
If confirmed, Kennedy would lead an agency that has a $2 trillion budget and oversees departments like the CDC. This vote so closely watched because he can only afford to lose 3 Republican senators when this vote goes to the full Senate floor. And so far, no Republicans have publicly opposed him. So, have you been watching? How do you feel this hearing has gone? Please let us know in the comments section. That's The Brief. Thanks for checking in.